Broadcasting live from the mixed-up world of Hyrule, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament 2023. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Bobtastic, and joining me today on commentary is TwoC, a.k.a. Keebs. How's it going?
I am doing great today, Bob. How are you?
I am doing quite well. This is going to be a heck of a match. Basically, my favorite mode in the tournament right now, Ambrosia. I love it. You love it. If you don't love it, what's wrong with you? That's all I have to say.
I think if you don't love it, you've probably gotten burned by a very bad Moon Pearl.
Yeah, that's probably right.
All right. This is game number 2 between GanonsGoneWild and TwoC here in the semifinals. GanonsGoneWild took game number 1, so TwoC is looking to stay alive and even some things out.
Mm-hmm. So, I know that TwoC is making like a face with those eyes there, but if you know your Japanese, that character in the middle is a ko, and so I'm like, Oko. I don't want Oko. I don't want Oko for one-hit KO, and I don't want Oko for a 3-mana Planeswalker that ruins the game. But besides that point, we are starting both from the Dark Chapel. Got a map check. Crystals everywhere except Skull Woods 5 and 6 over at Pod and Ice Palace.
Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting because that just means the desert might be a pendant, so we might not need to do the book hunt since in Ambrosia, meaning we're starting in the Dark World, our mirror takes us to the Dark World, so we can't just get into desert very easily. That book would be required. So,
right, in any inverted mode, the book is hard required to get into desert. But if desert is not required, then who cares? Both runners looking to stock up on bombs here in Skull Woods. You get a couple of drops. I like TwoC's play there of lifting the pot on the left. What that does is that puts the little fireball spinning in that spot and makes it much easier to die. I love it. I've never thought about that. Just all of these little optimizations that these runners at this level will make that I would have never thought to do. It's just absurd. And there's one item in Skull Woods, one red rupee.
Yeah, so part of the Ambrosia set here means that there's one extra item in every dungeon because the big keys are shuffled. However, that extra item is guaranteed to be on the boss.
Right.
And both runners taking those bombs from Skull Woods down to Hype Cave. I do like this opener myself.
All right, so we got 100 rupees in the first chest here. GanonsGoneWild dealing with a little bit of aggro here from enemies, just going nuts. Big key Skull Woods. Good job, game. Good job.
I did expect that to be Thieves' Town, but I guess that means there might be something in the Skull Woods big chest now.
Yeah. Not having the Thieves' Town big key early is a little bit of a mercy. Would be a little bit of a mercy. Not that you couldn't do blind this early, especially if you're really, really well versed in the script and the fight. But if you screw it up once, it's all screwed up, and then it's just kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah, it is not fun the second time unless you have sword beams or blue cane or something like that.
Whoa, Sea House has a bow. Sorry about that. I interrupted the same announcement on your end.
Oh, that is perfectly okay. I just wonder if we're going to find a hammer pretty early then to take us over to Pod.
Yeah, I mean, bow... Once you have the bow, Pod is a much more welcome play. Right. So 2C is now headed into our Thieves Town, and there's that hammer you're talking about.
All right, game says go to pod.
Yes, the only dungeon items that are in fact shuffled here are the big keys. So you will find the maps and compasses and the small keys within each dungeon. Lucid Nim is in chat saying this is an offensive seed. I'm like, well, I mean, the bow and hammer are pretty offensive items. We did start with the sword. And by offensive, I mean offensive. Yep. Apparently I just explained the joke. So there we go.
Hey, at least you got the joke. Looks like both runners are going to skip out on that Skullwood's big chest. It would be terrible to go back, but the fact that the game gave us the big key is like a little worrying. Like, is there something there?
Now, one option that our runners have is they could get some money here if they really wanted in that shooting game there.
GanonsGoneWild actually got a 100 from the chess game in the kind of random item slot in the first chess. Whereas 2C is really going to need to do the archery game.
Interestingly enough, 2C went for Stumpsman first before going over the digging game. Where I think GanonsGoneWild is probably intending on, oh, that's a glove at the dig game. I was going to say GanonsGoneWild is probably intending on heading from here to Stumpy and then go on to the pod area. Whereas I think 2C is planning on going to the digging game, digging up the item, and then probably saving and quitting over to the house.
Yeah,
or maybe
really
we
sure
save and quit either way. I honestly don't know which one is faster. It looks like GanonsGoneWild is maybe going for that. Oh, well, now with the glove, you might go up the mountain. I don't know. Might go pop into Skullwoods real quick. That big chest.
Yeah, based on this route, I think that's where we're going, which is very interesting, considering we opened up a pod. We have bow, we have glove. It seems a little odd to go for this one check, but if this is something, GanonsGoneWild is going to have an early advantage.
So another interesting play here, 2C is going for pod immediately, not going to bother with pyramid or catfish yet. That is something you can do sort of later on its own. I would like to do those two things together if I get the chance. Or save catfish for when I have the mirror and I'm in the light world.
Yeah, it's always the best case scenario. It takes forever to get to catfish when you don't have boots, at least.
And 2C into Palace of Darkness. While GanonsGoneWild is in fact going to head up the mountain here in the dark. Alright, small key in the first chest of pod, which surprises precisely no one. Every once in a while, you'll find something different there, but I mean, if you're playing keys, then you might find quite a bit different there. But for most modes, small key is by far the most likely item you will find there. We got the pod big key just sitting there in pod.
So
I was sitting here like, oh, it's the big key, and then I remembered, wait, no, big keys are shuffled, and then it said, oh no, this is the right big key. I had a whirlwind, a whiplash of emotions, roller coaster of emotions right there.
So does that mean the lamp's going to be here too, so that we can actually logically get to Helmstor and actually get to that big chest? Oh, desert is the remaining crystal.
Gross.
Green pendant Hera, I believe.
Looks like it. Also, what? Excuse me? Okay. Titan's mitts on the old man, which is fun.
So I think that does mean that flute or lamp really need to be over here in pod or on pyramid ledge.
Mm-hmm. Because if you can get up to the mountain logically, that old man turn in as a bunny is totally in logic. And by if you can get up to the mountain logically, I mean if you can find the lamp. Because for the old man to be in logic, you need the lamp. But yeah.
Oh, right. We don't have Dark World Flute activation. I always forget that.
To be honest, didn't even know that was a thing. Be cool if it was a thing.
Yeah, I think it's a thing in like multi-worlds or something like that.
Alright, we got bombs on the right, 50 rupees on the left. So, no logical dark rooms here in pod yet.
So, mummy statue room in Skull Woods?
Maybe, or pyramid catfish.
Yeah, we only logically left 3 things behind at this point.
I would bet on catfish just because you got the glove, and that's probably the progression item we want you to get there. But then again, I don't generally gamble on things like that. I mean, I gamble on things like that when I'm playing the seed. What I'm saying is there's no one who will take those odds. Alright, the Desert Palace big key in the maze, the dark maze of pod, which, again, probably going to be a late use item. There's the pearl in the dark maze. So now we know the lamp has to be available somewhere. Again, I'm betting on catfish. But TwoC doesn't care. Because we got hammer, glove, and pearl. So what are we doing? We're piecing out to the light world, and we're getting every item check ever.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think the runners really care about lamp that much. Assuming we can find a fire rod, because we are going to need fire at some point.
TwoC attempting to do quite a bit of fake flipperage here. Finally getting the trip up to North Light World. Which means we'll check the Graveyard Ledge and the Sanctuary, the back of Sanctuary. This will be one of those scenarios where you probably drop down into the back of Sanctuary and then walk out the front door.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, of course, the old man had those Titans mitts, but again, the Titans mitts are not strictly required in Ambrosia or inverted modes. So it could be the GanonsGoneWild picked up those Titans mitts and it's going to get baited into some things that don't matter.
Yeah, they're very much a convenience item unless something is in Kingston.
And even then, there's technically a way around that you can do. Yeah, there's always a workaround for most things that require the mitts normally in inverted, because you can a lot of times mirror to places that you otherwise couldn't in the dark world. But other things are much, much, much more strict in their requirements. For example, Desert requires the book for sure, because there's no way around that. Getting up to Hera is generally a pain, as you pretty much require either the Titan's mitts so that you can get into the portal on top of Turtle Rock, or you require like hookshot, mirror, and hammer.
Right. And I hope we weren't planning on silvers today, because those are on Lumberjack.
Nope. That sounds like a big old nope to me.
Alright, so TwoC headed into the densest play here in Kakariko, and GGW is right behind. I'm going to start the Light World trek in Kakariko.
Yeah, that is the upside to having the Titan's mitts here. Much more convenient to getting to this portal. We have the Bombos medallion sitting in Blind's hut there.
And finally, a fourth heart.
Oh yeah, what an amazing concept.
Early Ambrosia is not very fun, because you tend to be doing a lot of 3-heart, green mail, fighter sword, dark world stuff.
We did just get the magic powder, and of course having that hammer will make Magic Bat a very available location. And there's a Master Sword. So that might be all the swords we get, but I mean, we do know where another sword is. It's up on Spectacle Rock. So there's a chance that our runners might go for that, although it is kind of out of the way. Like, the only real reason you'd need to go up there is if you're going to have to go to Tower of Hera, and it's a pendant dungeon.
Yeah, those inverted shenanigans mean that you can't get up to Hera very easily. And with Hera being a pendant, there's a chance that we might not see it. But I think going out of the way for a known tempered sword is probably something that the runners will do, because Master Sword is kind of slow for a lot of bosses.
And given my experience yesterday, I wouldn't wish Master Sword Sylvanas on anyone. Oh ho! We have a mirror in the back of the tavern. So now many, many, many things are open.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So now there's some options to like walk to desert and then mirror into the mire area at some point, because that is one of our ways to access the mire area other than flute.
Yo, hello, Kana Samaria sitting on the race game. Very important. Anybody else smelling a lot of turtle rot coming off of this seed?
I don't know if it takes Bombos to open mire, we might be pretty close to needing to go in there.
Yeah. I'm just saying, when you got the mirror and some form of access to East Death Mountain, there's a lot of turtle rock you can do.
Yeah, definitely. Inverted makes Turtle Rock annoying at the same time, because we have to go up and down Light World Death Mountain more times than anybody ever wants to do.
But if you happen to be in a situation where you can go mode Turtle Rock, oh man, Inverted makes it so much faster.
Assuming you actually get a key on Laser Bridge.
True. True. All right, we've got Peg Cave being checked by GanonsGoneWild. Hello. That is one flute to go. Sounds like a plan to me. Get right back in that portal. I mean, okay, you can grab the purple chest while you're at it. I won't hold it against you.
Yeah, flute here is awesome, and it's going to benefit GanonsGoneWild a little more with the Titan's Mitts. But I imagine TwoC will probably find them soon, because with the mountain access, the mirror, saving the old man is not really a chore, because we can put a portal right outside the old man cave as well.
All right, so both runners basically kind of simultaneously going for that magic bat play, and TwoC is going to pick up the flute here as well, and probably the purple chest while they're at it. I will say the purple chest and the smith chain and all that mess are usually a little easier to deal with in Ambrosia or in Inverted, especially if you have the mirror.
Yeah, absolutely. The requirements are a lot less.
I'm not gonna lie. The reason my brain stopped working for a second there is because Ganon was playing the Song of His People, and I was just like, brain not working. Alright, so now GanonsGoneWild is gonna see that Kana Samaria. Be like, you kidding me right now? Can't even go into that house with the purple chest on you. Or maybe you can. Not while it's following you, I guess. You're gonna leave it on the ground. Yeah, that is a that must be a pretty impressive amount of wing and claw strength on that duck. By claw, I mean webbed foot, I guess. Just to carry the boy. I'm reminded of Monty Python where they say a 5-ounce bird cannot carry a 1-pound coconut. Anyway.
That's a hook shot in the purple chest.
Yep. We got one springy thingy sitting there. in a purple box.
Well, now we
Ooh.
can.
I figured it out. It's a failed design of a Jack in the Box. Right? They tried to make a spring, put in the box, and it just never popped out because somebody locked the door.
You open it, it just falls apart. Here's your spring, I guess. But we are flippers away from Swamp Palace, which is always fun.
For some value of the word fun. Is it the air quotes value of fun?
I like early Swamp Palace. Why not?
I guess an early Swamp Palace when you have all the things, yeah, that feels okay. Oh my goodness. 2C.
And
Getting the
GGW went the
boots.
other way.
Oof. 2C is gonna get some pretty solid speed up here in those boots.
Now,
Again,
this isn't.
boots aren't like game-breakingly faster, right? But again, the earlier you get it, the more advantage you have.
Yeah, and GanonsGoneWild is going to be able to go over there very easily because of the flute and the mitts. And picking up the book in Mini Moldorm Cave gives a lot of incentive to go back to Desert once we find maybe a fire source to actually finish Desert Palace.
So our Mini Moldorm resident, he's got all these treasures sitting in chests somewhere, but the one treasure he keeps to himself is the gift of knowledge. That's all I'm saying.
Are those the sacred Zelda texts?
Something to that effect. I like to think that the Book of Medora is where all of the text boxes that got deleted for randomizer went.
That'd be funny when you try to read one of the tablets or open Desert, it gives you one of the vanilla text boxes from the game randomly.
I thought I said Book of Medora. But it could be Book of Majora. That sounds fun. Just put the mask in there. Shoot, put all 24 masks in there. And then it becomes one of those, like, pop-up books. Just imagine if the Book of Medora was a pop-up book. Now I love it.
Well, I think it's just a, in our case, English to Hylian dictionary, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think if you really want to be technical, like, it was called the Book of Mudora, but I think if you look at the Japanese word, Mudora, it can sometimes be pronounced Mudra, which means, like, special character, or something like that, in Japanese. Like, the mudras are what you use for, like, ninja spells in Final Fantasy XIV. And they're these characters. So anyway, I think there's some credence to the idea that the book in the Japanese, it's almost understood to be a translation book, whereas it's not necessarily explicitly that way in the English, just by its name. You know what I mean?
Hey, it sounds good to me.
Anyways, what I'm saying is I'm a huge language nerd.
Yeah, I kind of got that.
I'm basically a huge everything nerd, so if you get me off on a tangent, I'm just gonna go. That's the way it works. Anyways, GanonsGoneWild took the portal at the top of Turtle Rock, and is gonna go into the back of Turtle Rock, like we were talking about here.
Yeah, there was a shovel pickup and a Swamp Palace big key pickup. There's the big key for 2C there and Super Bunny. So that shovel could be interesting, maybe.
Flippers on Laser Bridge, very interesting.
Hey,
And
so about that Swamp Palace.
Yeah, Swamp is in fact a thing at this point. Now we will get to see GanonsGoneWild go through this this Samaria Dark Room backwards. Interestingly enough, does not appear to be doing the strategy I normally would do. Maybe that's a little faster. But in that room, going backwards, you can get from the bottom to the top by just holding up.
Yeah, I was going to ask if that was the strategy, because that's the one that I know. Just hold up
Maybe
and left
it's very possible that GanonsGoneWild held left for a little bit there at the beginning. It's possible that makes you take a slightly faster path. I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
I think since the paths are square-ish, I don't know if it matters which left you take.
Well, GanonsGoneWild went is now into Paradox Cave, while 2C headed over to Tower of Hera, finds the big key of Meyer, so that's definitely necessary. So I don't expect either of our runners to be without the Tempered Sword, is what I'm saying.
Looks like 2C is going to go for Hera Climb here.
I mean, it's the green pendant, like you said. There's guaranteed to be an item on the boss. I figure, why the heck not? Gross, small key, get out. So we know we're going to leave one item behind in Hera. And it's either going to be in the basement or in the big chest.
Either way, we don't get it.
Right. Unless it happens to be something super important, in which case we last location it. That's the way it works. GanonsGoneWild doing one of those high-class diagonal ledge jumps like you do with the whole weird inverted geometry. Wait, GanonsGoneWild has the big key of Hera?
Yeah, the big key for Hera was in Mini Moldorm Cave with the book.
Oh. Well then, we'll probably get to see what's in that big chest, unless GanonsGoneWild decides to just, peace out. That's also a defensible decision, I would say. Like if you're wanting to just, do other things, especially if you've got that swamp on the brain at this point. But yeah, GanonsGoneWild also going to go for the good old Hera pot here. Seems to be in a weird state there, so just going to go ahead and reset the room with a mirror. I'm going to say again, GanonsGoneWild, methinks that was not the angle you were going for. There we go. Alright, there we go. So many people with their setups for Herapod, and while a lot of these are faster in theory if you get them right, they're all different than what I know, so. Alright, key for key there in the big key chest of Turtle Rock. And GanonsGoneWild did get the other remaining item there in the big chest, so we know there's nothing in the basement. And GanonsGoneWild also going to go for the Moldorm kill, which is not a particularly surprising situation.
Interesting. TwoC has left the mountain, did not do Laser Bridge.
Interesting. I mean, maybe he's going to go turning that green pendant. Maybe do Eastern or something. Oh, Desert. No, well, he doesn't have the book yet.
Yeah, I guess this is just South Shore then.
Okay, yeah.
Very interesting to just not go take another mountain trip up and get 4 very quick checks. Even 5 with Crystal Roller. I think that
Looks like
checks per minute there is
GanonsGoneWild is
pretty
going to
good.
be doing a pretty thorough examination of the mountain here. At least as much as we can. TwoC going for that mini Moldorm cave now. Gets the hair big key. And there we go. 1 book delivered to TwoC, who is now going to head east to Ice Rod Cave, but then I wouldn't be surprised if a Desert Clay was in the future. Though I don't love the Desert Clay without Fire Source that you can use on the boss. But again, I am clearly not the person who should be telling anybody which way to go.
Yeah, I think at this point, trying to find the fire source first makes sense. It's kind of just unfortunate for TwoC to miss the flippers because that gives Ice Palace without the big key and all of Swamp. We do have Swamp big key.
So TwoC's doing this the water wall thing, and it makes sense. Chat making the point there that they are reasonably certain that the lamp's probably either on Catfish or on Pyramid. So going for if we're looking for that fire source, mirroring to the Catfish might not be a bad play. But TwoC is going to, again, peace out.
Yeah, I really do like the idea of trying to see if that lamp is kind of on the way because we know it can only be in 3 locations at this point.
So I remember GanonsGoneWild stepped into Spiral Cave and then stepped out, went into Turtle Rock, and I guess he decided not to go into Spiral Cave and get the items, so that could be an issue. Although I'm reasonably certain TwoC also hasn't done Spiral Cave, so.
TwoC is swimming out. I wonder if this is going to be a mirror to Ice Palace here. We're just circling back again. Okay. Interesting route, but we didn't leave an item behind, so I guess that works.
It sure is an order to do things, and I guess it minimizes the amount of time you have to spend swimming instead of running around. All right, Zora Ledge is a cape. May want to attempt to splash delete for that. And GanonsGoneWild is going for the full Swampy. I regretted that when it came out of my mouth. Anyway. Very nice splash lead for 2C, picking up the cape and getting out of there. So it is a little unfortunate for 2C that they did in fact leave the flippers on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, I wonder if this is maybe like from a Hyrule Castle time.
Could be. Especially given the fact that we didn't get what we were looking for from Catfish. You can include a mirror to the pyramid ledge with that, and that would probably shore up that one piece of logic there.
Looks like that's where we're going to get here.
Like, if this is not the lamp, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it was either this or the big key chest of Skull Woods.
Yeah, but I think GanonsGoneWild checked that, right?
Oh, did they?
I think they checked that before going up the mountain the first time. Alright, so 2C picks up a bottle with a blue potion on the uncle, which is always welcome, and the fourth and final sword. We have had a left side swamp skip so far, although it is not set in stone at this moment. Having just picked up the compass, that leaves, guarantees that there's going to be something over there. But I don't mind going to the back first here.
Yeah, we need enough items that, like, if you're gonna just do it anyway, it's usually better to just do it up front. So I wonder if GanonsGoneWild might just skip left side for now. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess since the small key hasn't been found here in Hyrule Castle, Dark Cross has to have it at this point. Because it can't be in this chest or Zelda's Cell. In open mode, anyway. Or in an open mode. Did get an Ether Medallion, so it's pretty good. Oh! You meant the big key chest.
Yep, because that's...
I'm a dumb. Sorry.
Yeah, I just, I don't remember if anybody actually checked it, because I think they both dropped straight in to get bombs at the beginning.
Yeah, I think GanonsGoneWild only checks the big chest, but don't hold me to it. Alright, and 2C going for the Bombos tablet. And with that lamp, gonna head into desert here.
Yeah, fully clearable crystal. And hopefully maybe there's something in here that pushes them back up toward TR. Like the TR big would be kind of nice, or fire rod to be able to do the front.
So speaking of being a dumb, my brain was like, wait, he doesn't have the small key. Oh, duh, right. Just the big keys are shuffled. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah, not AD keys today.
There's the small key. If you look very subtly here, you'll note when you pick up one of those keys in a chest, it's sort of a darker orange hue. And if you are playing AD keys or keys of any kind, and you pick up a key that's not from the right dungeon, it's a lighter shade of yellow. So you can tell a vanilla key from a non-vanilla key just from looking at it.
That is true. It also gives you a nice text box, so
Yeah. But like,
just in
especially if it
case.
happens to be like sitting on a torch somewhere or something like that,
Yeah.
like where you can actually see the check, that's somewhat relevant. But I always like freaking people out, like, oh, it's a vanilla key, and then the text box comes up. I'm like, what? To answer Tyler Salt in the chat, I maintain there is no such thing as too much cross keys. But that being said, that's not what we're here for.
Anything over 2.5 hours is too much cross keys.
Very nice icebreaker from GanonsGoneWild. That's 2 small keys already here in Ice Palace. I believe the presence of that small key on the right side means that the logical progression of this dungeon is locked behind the hookshot, but don't hold me to it.
Yes, that is true, and good thing we have hookshot.
Yep. Again, not logically relevant for this seed, but I always get a lot of questions about Ice Palace key logic, so I'm always happy to point out when that happens and when that doesn't. But we do know, since we found both small keys already, it's not technically locked behind the Cane of Samaria. The only way that happens is if there's a key on the boss.
I'm a little surprised that GanonsGoneWild didn't go for iced tea, but looks like we're getting a bomb jump instead, so I spoke too soon.
That'll take us over to iced tea. When you got the keys for days, this is a little faster than going around the long way to get to iced tea, especially if you already flipped the switch. Alright, TwoC opening up the Misery Mire entrance here with that Ether Medallion.
Yeah, and that Ether was in Escape, so could be some decent progression here. We'll see when GanonsGoneWild actually ends up at.
We do not have the Ice Palace Big Key, and therefore we're not going to be dealing with that, but we are going to go ahead and beat Ice Palace. Granted, as always, the Ice Palace Big Key logically required to beat this boss, so you won't be expecting any progression on, say, I don't know, the what's that silly thing called? The Pyramid Fairy? Yeah. Oh,
Speaking of Ice Big,
it's in Mire. Well, there you go.
Which
so you could also expect that you'd find the Ice Palace Big Key somewhere and then just go for it anyway.
Yeah, now we have another situation kind of in the reverse of the Hera Big Key from earlier, if there's something in Ice Palace Big Chest. Which, did we find? We only found 2 items?
Yeah, I think so. I saw map and compass, so
I was gonna say we'll have to call on our tracker here to confirm.
That could be a devastating location there. TwoC going for the left side of Misery Mire here. Leaving the cutscene chest. Taking a few tries there on that rail clip, but still probably faster than running around. Keep forgetting what the actual movement is on that rail clip. And we got a big key of Thieves Town.
The big key chain strikes again.
And TwoC apparently quite good at counting items because he is leaving behind the remaining chest. And to be fair, if you notice the fact that the big key of Ice was here and also the big key of Thieves Town, that's the items. That's it. Except for the item on Vitreous proper. With TwoC picking up that cape earlier with the splash delete, this will be a pretty free cold stare fight. Cold stare? It's Vitreous, you idiot. You said Vitreous 12 seconds ago. What's wrong with you?
Surprise, it's boss shuffle.
I think they got enough of that yesterday. Dash and left. Okay. Just for the finals, just turn on a bunch of random modes for no reason. Turn on halting problem. Wait, what? The lamp was on the pyramid, which neither runner elected to go to early because it's kind of out of the way. Yeah, and the boots were at Checkerboard Cave, so we've had quite a few item finds kind of up and down all around. GanonsGoneWild going to go ahead and finish off the pod play here. So it's quite likely that GanonsGoneWild is going for that Pyramid Fairy. And while they're at it, knowing the logic and the fact that they've gotten the catfish item and things like that, they should also pick up that lamp while the Pyramid Fairy action is happening.
Yeah, and then it'll work out because we'll be able to do Pyramid Fairy into Front of Escape as well.
And get that ether. Yeah, that is the thing with high-level randomizer play, is more often than not, there's going to be a strong divergence, and you're not going to really be able to tell who's ahead until somebody goes into GT, basically. Or until somebody's ready in go mode, essentially.
Yeah, it's hard to determine an edge. I think it's hard because nothing that we found on TwoC's side has really like pushed them back toward the mountain, toward Turtle Rock. And they're probably going to put off Laser Bridge for a very long time until there's a reason to come back. Where I think GanonsGoneWild's going to have a reason to go to Meyer soon. Potentially right after this.
GanonsGoneWild doing the Helmosaur fight. Should be getting another crystals shortly. Yeah, this is a very interesting situation, as pointed out by Zelga Desan in chat there, that here in a bit we're going to have six crystals total between the two runners and 0 overlap between those crystals.
Yeah, the only overlap is the green pendant, which doesn't matter.
Speaking of which, have we seen that turned in yet? Because we're about to.
We're about to, yeah.
Flippers run Laser Bridge in Turtle Rock, which TwoC skipped for some reason. I mean, to be fair, it is difficult to balance how many times you go up and down Death Mountain on the right side in in inverted before you just throw your hands up and go elsewhere, especially when you've got a million other checks to do, right?
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting to prioritize Turtle Rock from the middle along with Mimic Cave over Spike Cave when we don't have TR Big and we didn't have Fire Rod, so it's not like even going to the front was going to give us the front checks either. TwoC just went in there for Lava Chest and Chain Chomps.
It does look like GanonsGoneWild decided not to touch Eastern Palace, which is honestly, I think it's a fairly reasonable play given that you're about to do Pyramid Fairy here in a second, and you know you're going to get the lamp as part of this transaction. And so that not only makes Eastern easier if you're going to go back there eventually, but hopefully leads you to something else, so we don't have to do another pendant dungeon.
Yeah, there's a lot of density right now outside of Eastern, and with the flute and stuff, like it doesn't really take long to get back to.
GanonsGoneWild is like, apparently, based on that play there, it does seem like GanonsGoneWild didn't necessarily know the lamp was going to be there. You know, it seemed like a bit of a double take.
Yeah.
And so he's like, wait a minute. Yeah, I should probably pick that up. Don't have any fire.
Oh,
well,
no.
There's your Eastern Palace big key, so that would give you a little more incentive to go do Eastern. Oh,
thanks game. I hate it.
Exactly. But we do see GanonsGoneWild is going to go ahead and do the front of escape here, or at least the Uncle's Tunnel. But for his sake, if you're rooting for GanonsGoneWild, you definitely want him to go ahead and dive into the front here for that Ether Medallion.
I mean, I don't see them not doing it because Mushroom's a long check in inverted because you actually have to make your way there. You can't like just flute. And we still really don't want to do Eastern, even if we do have the big key and a bow.
All right, so GanonsGoneWild is going to go ahead and do the front of escape. That will yield a little bit of fruit here. Meanwhile, TwoC is about to show us what is in that glorious big chest of Ice Palace. It's a bug net.
Go mode.
Which for extremely hilarious people might be considered required, but is never actually required. So the boots are over in Checkerboard Cave, which GanonsGoneWild has yet to head to that desert area really at all. So
and I think with that second medallion in tow, it's, GanonsGoneWild, I don't think knows the Meyer medallion entry requirements. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, it has two medallions, so if they haven't seen it, is more likely to go over there.
I wouldn't be surprised to see GanonsGoneWild head for the desert/Meyer area right after this, just simply based on the fact that now they have a fire source. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And the only other thing is Eastern, right? So, or Mushroom. I don't think we want to do either of those over a fully
both
clear
of those
crystal.
seem like hot garbage. If this is not a flute to 6, I don't know what is. Yep. Alright, TwoC now headed for the Saz Rala check. Going to turn in that green pendant and such. GanonsGoneWild going for the Meyer Shed play. Has not actually looked at the requirement for Meyer, but will shortly, I imagine. GanonsGoneWild now up to 15 hearts. So if there was any chance you were worried about your health situation, stop being worried about your health situation. Okay, interesting. GanonsGoneWild going for the mirror near the pedestal or the tablet to get into desert play, and then going into Meyer, going to finish that off, and then go into desert. It seems like a play.
Yeah, it's fully in logic, even without the boots, because that hook shot gets us across the gap. So, gonna be a little sad when they go to checkerboard and find out that they could have boots. But
so now with all of those, with all of these crystals sort of figured out, except one, we're still missing Turtle Rock. And we still have 2 entire items we need. 3 entire items.
3
really,
even, yeah.
before we can beat Turtle Rock. We need the big key of Turtle Rock, we need the fire rod, and we need the ice rod. We have none of the above. So basically all 3 of those things have turned into ice rods at this point. Except that one was already an ice rod.
Yeah, and Eastern Palace is looking like
it
has probably one of them. And then we'll see where the other ones are.
Now, one thing we can say is the fire rod could not be on, say, the pedestal, or on Mothra, because you do need the fire rod to get back there. But the ice rod or the Turtle Rock big key are fair game. GanonsGoneWild also skipping the cutscene chest for now, which is going to turn out to be a pretty solid play.
So TwoC in a much better place to do Eastern here before that Pyramid Fairy, so unsurprisingly they go in. So we'll see what item was lurking here.
I think as far as Turtle Rock goes, the only places that are left that could have the fire rod, I don't know if TwoC actually went for the compass chest.
We did not see the front.
Oh, there's the ice rod sitting there in Eastern.
Yeah, it doesn't really unlock any more checks, though. I would think that we still might find, either the big key or even Fire Rod here. Because Fire Rod would at least give us some items in Skull.
I believe we're going to be scheduling Guy McGuy from chat's Witch Trial here in a couple of hours.
We also do have Left Side Swamp.
Oh, right. Left side swamp all day. TwoC has not been in the swamp yet. Because TwoC does not have the flippers.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Now we can leave, because there's no way that the Turtle Rock Big Key is also here, right?
I mean, you'd be surprised. That being said, I don't think TwoC has the big key.
But at least Fire Rod pushes them back to Turtle Rock, because the front chests are now available, and Big Key can very easily be there. We haven't done Laser Bridge, so there are a lot of checks for TwoC in Turtle Rock.
Alright, so GanonsGoneWild about to go for the Vitreous fight. 2C going for the big key chest of Eastern Palace. And that is all the items in the front. So we know the big chest doesn't have anything. So that's good. It's just Armos that could be concealing our Turtle Rock big key.
Yeah, I think 2C is going to be a little sad here after doing what I presume is Pyramid Fairy right the second, and then finding that Eastern big key just hanging out.
You kidding me with this garbage?
Though 2C's in a better position to do Mushroom.
Yeah, I was gonna say, actually turning in the mushroom after doing Pyramid Fairy like directly is pretty much the best time to do it here. I don't know what he's doing right here. Maybe like King's Tomb Bonk Rocks, I guess.
Yeah, I guess this is King's Tomb. I forgot they hadn't done it.
Alright, GanonsGoneWild going for the desert play now. That'll put him at 5 entire crystals, and also they'll have the Thieves Town big key, so they'll be able to finish Thieves Town as well. The mushroom was in the Pyramid Fairy along with the Eastern Palace big key. So that's basically, if I were in 2C's shoes at this point, I'd be like, oh, might as well turn that in. It's not going to be any easier.
Yeah, at this point, they're both just really annoying fetch quests.
And that's the front entrance of Turtle Rock available for 2C if he decides to go in that way.
Yeah, it makes it a much easier check this time to go in through the front. Looks like that's exactly what we're going to get, is a trek back up to Rock rather than doing Pyramid Fairy.
Alright, 2C going to Turtle Rock. GanonsGoneWild. What?
Ooh. Left side swamp? Where are we going?
I mean, did they finish Desert in 12 seconds there? That felt a little short for finishing Desert.
I'm a little shocked they didn't do... Oh, I see. Because we're... the mirror took us back to the front, right? So we can't... couldn't easily get back. And this is just a walk back over to Bomba's Tablet. We'll get Agina and then Checkerboard here.
Well, if he gets Checkerboard Cave, that's going to be a bit of a relief, I think. Because 2C has been going with those boots for... I thought GanonsGoneWild did Agina's Cave earlier. He did Agina's Cave and then didn't go for Checkerboard. That is weird. I know he had the glove.
I don't think he did Agina.
Maybe you're right. Maybe he's just skipping it now because it's just really long. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened in Desert Palace there, but we're going back in. 2C went ahead and cleared out the front of Turtle Rock there.
So again, at this point, we're... Oh, 2C's going to go for Hera Big Chest.
It's very possible. Also, Ether Tablet, pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Forgot they didn't have the book. There's not too many more locations for that TR Big. We've got some items in Skull, back of Skull that were opened by the Fire Rod. We've got Left Side Swamp. Pedestal.
So yeah, 2C is coming in here and knows there's an item either in the basement or on the big chest, and I'm completely unsurprised to see to play for the big chest here. Because nobody wants to wait on tile room. Fire Rod and Ice Rod were both in Eastern Palace, just sitting there in the front, which is a little unfortunate considering GanonsGoneWild was, over there doing pod and finishing it, and then piecing the heck out. I mean, it was definitely a justifiable skip at the time we had this discussion.
Yeah, GanonsGoneWild doing pod much earlier than 2C, whereas when 2C finished, didn't really have much other than Eastern. So it's just kind of the ordering.
This will be our first check of Spiral Cave, I believe. Nothing terribly important there. And there we have it. One completed Desert Palace for GanonsGoneWild, who I imagine will be beelining it for Thieves Town next, as it is a completable dungeon. Especially after having grabbed those boots. Okay, now he's going for Gina's Cave. Alright. I stand corrected. Go saving Agina's Cave for last and then saving and quitting afterwards. That makes plenty of sense. TwoC will finally be picking up those flippers momentarily. And we'll get to see the path that 2C takes through here. Yeah, I don't think going left early changes anything.
Alright, important mushroom check coming up.
It is Shroom o'clock for GanonsGoneWild, and what do we find? It is just a piece of heart. So we are still on the lookout for that Turtle Rock Big Key. Now, if Armos has the Turtle Rock Big Key, I'm wondering who plandoed this.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not. It's just the way the randomizer works. But it's very, very coincidental. 2C doing the standard inverted play of accidentally mirroring first, trying to get into Swamp.
Yeah, it's probably the hardest trick in the game.
No. Hardest trick in the game is remembering you don't have the hook shot in the torch room in Turtle Rock.
Hardest inverted specific trick. How about that?
Okay, I'll give you that.
All right, here we go. The 1 hour, 12-minute back of escape for GanonsGoneWild.
I mean, it's possible that GanonsGoneWild said he didn't want, that they didn't want Ambrosia. I haven't the foggiest. I did go back and watch the race. I didn't stick around for the interview though, so that is on me. I should know this. GanonsGoneWild still frantically searching for, at least for GanonsGoneWild, 3 entire items. Is GanonsGoneWild about to go? So we're going to go to Bonk Rocks here. Is there any chance GanonsGoneWild just goes and looks at the pedestal real quick?
Maybe after Thieves Town?
Yeah, after Thieves Town.
I don't imagine doing it before, but yeah, I think at this point, because you're going to walk away from Thieves Town without any of the 3 items you need, it's increasingly more likely that something could be on Ped. So
He's going to go look at the Lumberjack Cave, which apparently it was TwoC that looked earlier. And this is going to be a bit of a disappointment, but again, Silverless Ganon, especially with the gold sword, should not be a problem for our runners.
TwoC is going to go to the back here. Makes sense. Only needs 1 item. We'll see if they go back in. That's
Did TwoC not pick up the Swamp Palace big key, or did he just not open the chest? Like, the tracker says TwoC has it.
It was somewhere that they couldn't avoid. It was Paradox?
That is weird.
Yeah, might just have forgotten that.
I guess you leave it to give yourself more of a reason to go back in for left side when you're done.
Yeah, but if you're 1 from go, how can you not open the 1 chest literally?
I don't know. I don't see how TwoC could think he's in go mode, because if he thought he was in go mode, he would have killed Trinex while he was there. I mean, again, what do I know about routing? I've never gotten this far in a tournament. Alright, TwoC piecing out as well, so both runners potentially leaving that Turtle Rock big key on the left side of Swamp. We don't know.
Yeah, there's not much for TwoC to do. He's going to do Pyramid Fairy, which makes sense after Swamp, but still.
Green Pendant has been checked by both runners and was in fact hot garbage.
Exploding garbage, even. It was 3 bombs.
There are things in this game that are hot but not garbage, and we've picked up all of those, actually. Alright, so Mushroom and Eastern Big Key acquired for TwoC. So I imagine the way TwoC's been going, probably just going to go turn in the Mushroom at this point.
Yeah, it's the closest fetch quest we have.
And then might go do Armos, but that would feel a little gross.
I'm thinking Skullwood's Ped check, maybe.
Yeah, that could be a thing. I mean, yeah, TwoC does have the Fire Rod. But honestly, if I'm going to do the Ped check, I'm kind of inclined to just go finish Eastern first. I mean, yeah, it's 1 item. You're probably right. I'm bad. Don't pay any attention to me. Alright, TwoC jumping in the whirlpool, and where are we going from here?
I don't think TwoC's done shovel.
Shovel check, yeah.
Shovel. Did
Has either runner done the shovel check?
I don't think so.
Oh, the disrespect on the red mail. I mean, yeah, sure. It's not technically necessary. And yeah, sure, basically, at this level, all it will do is slow down death warps. But I don't even have a but, that's just basically correct. Ooh, Sick Kid. Sick Kid is the thing.
I think GGW had checked Sick Kid earlier.
Both runners want nothing to do with that red mail.
Yeah, maybe their sprites don't look that great in red.
Look, all I'm saying is if red mail is for cowards, I can't block warriors, alright? Spike Cave for GanonsGoneWild. While TwoC is going to go look at the pedestal. What do we have? Garbage.
Oh, there it
is.
is.
Spike Cave is the play. Turtle Rock, big key acquired for GanonsGoneWild. Unfortunately, he does not have the fire rod nor the ice rod.
Yeah, but Eastern's all they have left. So it's a matter of don't leave after finding ice rod. Stay for fire rod.
GanonsGoneWild, they're going to head over to Eastern Palace and is going to be quite happy with the results here. So TwoC's got to get to Spike Cave in a blame hurry if he's gonna catch up.
Yeah, it is up the mountain, so that's the positive here. Is after finishing Skull, you have the final item from Skull. The options are very limited. It's Left Side Swamp, which you intentionally left. It's Armos, which takes forever to get to, and it's Spike Cave, which is at least on the way up TR. So
seems good. All right, TwoC gets the red boomerang. It's going to immediately get the heck out up to Dark Mountain. This looks like the Turtle Rock or the Spike Cave play.
Yeah.
Anybody thinking this is looking pretty close right now?
It is super close. TwoC is in the driver's seat right now, but GGW is going to be right behind. It's basically going to be the climb up to Turtle Rock is going to be the difference here.
I think a retime is triggered at like 3 seconds difference or something.
I take it back. GGW is going to get there first.
Yeah.
Wow.
By just like a few seconds here.
This is a save and quit difference.
5 seconds, essentially.
All right, well, I hope they've been practicing their Ganon's Tower execution, because it is going to come down to routing and a difference in the climb.
TwoC saving a little bit of time there by quick swapping in advance to the hammer, but had a little bit of an execution difference there as well. So it's still a pretty close race. I wouldn't be surprised to see both runners, since they're of this caliber, going for the colloquially known as backdoor strats here on Trine X, to attempt to get the 1 cycle or 0 cycle, I think is possible with Gold Sword. Okay, GanonsGoneWild is not going for it. TwoC is.
You just went from a 4-second difference entering the room to 1, if that, second difference.
Yeah, the difference between backdoor strats and no backdoor strats. Whoa, 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 the sync here. The sync is insane. It's less than a second between these two runners going into GT. I think we'll go with GGW's numbers for the guessing game here because he's slightly ahead. I guess it's just whoever actually gets in first.
Yeah, whoever enters GT first.
Oh, TwoC now slightly ahead.
Neither one doing the quick warp. It's coming down to that.
And then again, you know, like when we sync up the timers here, it's not necessarily perfectly synced to the half a second. So, you know, in terms of the actual timers here, we don't actually know.
Oh boy. Well, TwoC hit the door first, at least on Restream, so we'll take TwoC's numbers, I guess,
Okay.
for the big key guessing game. We are seeing different routes. Oh man, this is gonna be wild.
We did get a small key on the right-hand side, so GanonsGoneWild is going to go ahead and do right side here. There's another small key, a big heart, a 10 arrow play, and another small key, which TwoC is now going to take to the right-hand side. According to my back of napkin calculations, it's reasonably likely that the big key is here in the compass room, but then again, oh, there it is.
And it is this dungeon, so there it is. GGW has to get the key, where TwoC is not going to have to get an extra key.
Yep, that is a difference. So the right side first play paying off for GanonsGoneWild. Gonna leave GanonsGoneWild a little bit ahead here. The TwoC will be able to mirror just as soon as that big key is acquired.
And that is number 11. Looks like Lucid Nimbus in chat. The first 11 that I can find.
Very well done. Congratulations on your skills of prognostication. Looks like about a 30-second or so difference here.
TwoC is getting a little beat up on the climb here.
My goodness, how close this was going into GT. I just cannot stress enough how close this was, coming down to just that one last decision on which way to go. That is sort of the essence of the randomizer, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, this is still a super fast seed regardless.
And I definitely wouldn't count TwoC out here. It's not out of the realm of possibility that something could happen.
Yeah,
would
this
probably
is
require an
close.
error on GanonsGoneWild, GGW's part to result in a 2C win. But again, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah, Aga cycles take some time. Miss a spin or two, or get a blue Ganon, because we do have to do spins. It's could make some difference.
GanonsGoneWild absolutely going to pick up this magic refill in here. Gridlord, you're awful low.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like much, but I mean, just picking up that extra magic there, that's a couple seconds. Also has to get this mini helmet key, or TwoC can just head straight on.
TwoC picking up a little health from the fairy there. And heading into the Moldorm fight. 1 slash, 2 slashes. Moldorm 2 is down. GanonsGoneWild hook shots the chest at 1 hour 30 minutes and 2 seconds.
Secretly hoping that TwoC hovers this.
Do it. Nah, you wouldn't. And 1 hour 30 minutes and 24 seconds for the hook shot from 2C. So 22 seconds separating our two runners going into the Aga 2 fight area here.
That was a really bad first pattern, so we'll see how TwoC handles it. GGW has only gotten singles so far. But a nice triple for phase.
2C did land all of those hits on Aga. I think only 2 of them counted, because 2 of them seem to appear roughly at hit roughly at the same time. That does seem to be the case. I think 2C is saving an Aga cycle here.
Ended on the same cycle, but got a very early final hit.
True.
So there is a little bit of time difference, but not as much as an entire cycle would be.
All right, GanonsGoneWild falling into the hole at 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 31 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. 2C falling into the hole shortly afterwards. At 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 39 seconds on the clock. It's be about a 2-minute fight here for both runners. Assuming things go well. GanonsGoneWild is into phase 3. And so is 2C. And that will be the last hit for phase 3 from GanonsGoneWild. So we are going to go ahead and do again shuffle here. Gets that torch glitch right there. And we are into phase 4. We need 12 spins at just the right time. GanonsGoneWild setting up for a triple spin here. Wouldn't be 3 spins all in one, but it's 3 spins in a torch cycle.
2C did get the free spin after the text box.
Ooh.
GGW not missing any spins here.
Should be down to just the 1. And there it goes. GanonsGoneWild finishing off Ganon, and as long as the most dangerous 1x3 tile section in Hyrule does not troll him, this will be GanonsGoneWild's match to win. And we have it. GanonsGoneWild officially finishing with a racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 20 seconds. 2C, of course, also finishing the race momentarily afterwards. And the official finish time, 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 39 seconds. The 19-second difference holding up between the two runners.
And GG to both of them. Incredibly close race. We are joined
Welcome.
by GanonsGoneWild. GG.
Thanks, Gigi.
GanonsGoneWild. What a race. Both of you entered. Okay, so your Trinex kills, right? Your Trinex kills were less than a second apart.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
Trinex kills were less than a second apart. It literally just came down to the Ganon's Tower routing. Everything else up to that point was completely a wash, and it was just like, we're doing the tower. Welcome to the end of the game. And that was a heck of a race. I could not have asked for a better race to cover. My goodness.
Yeah. I mean, it never feels great to win on GT routing, but it is what it is. So I don't feel like I played super well, but I honestly thought that it was just like I was getting down to really bad checks, and I was like, it's probably left side slop or ice boss big chest. But then I got both rods, and I was like, maybe.
So we're also joined by TwoC here in chat. If you want to chime in, hello and welcome. And my goodness, that was so close.
Yeah, hello guys, and yeah, it was close. GGW, big GG dude. Well played.
Thanks. Yeah, GG's to you as well.
At least we finished the series with a close race for the people.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could complain about either of your performances. It was such a good race on both sides here. I wanted to ask a couple of questions just about how a couple things went through the race here. So GGW, I noticed when you saw the lamp on the pyramid, you kind of did a little bit of a double take there. Did you?
I knew that it had to be either there or Skullwood's big key chest at that
Okay.
point.
There, Skullwood's big key. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think it could have been that much of a surprise. Right?
It wasn't a surprise. I was just like, should I jump down now or should I like route differently? And I was just trying to think about what I should do to actually get it quickly.
And the other question I had to ask you was, what happened with Desert?
Yeah, that was a really just interesting sequence where I forgot that like it's big key shuffle and I already have the big key. And I was like, for some reason, I was like, oh, well, the big key is in the torch. And I need the boots. It's boots locked. And so then I go do ether tablet. Somehow I found the boots immediately after and like a really dumb route where I should have probably just went to 6 instead of the route that I went to ether tablet. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like a very strange sequence where I just forgot what mode I was playing or something.
I see. I know you said that Ambrosia was the mode you didn't really want to play, so
I just have the least experience playing this mode and I don't play a lot of inverted, so it's just I just tend to get confused. Like I screwed up my mountain routing really bad as well, so I don't know. There's some things that I just always get confused on. I also screwed up early game and forgot to pick up the Smith on the way to CAC, so it's more screw ups.
TwoC had the boots quite early, actually. Decided to go left early. Did mean that the book and the big key of Harrow were a little bit later there, though.
I see. Yeah, I thought that's a very reasonable play, and so when I found the boots, I was just like, this is like really bad. So
We got TwoC there at the end. One thing that was interesting, right? When you went into Trinex, TwoC, you were about 4 seconds behind, and the difference there was the 0 cycle versus the 1 cycle with the butter sword. So that was a well played execution there. I've never seen the 0 cycle versus the 1 cycle matter on Trinex that much, and it absolutely did. So well played there.
Yeah, thank you. It's crazy, actually. Indeed, I didn't realize it was this close there.
Yeah, the Trinex kill when picking up the crystal was less than a second apart, and the Ganon's Tower entry was also like less than a second apart. It was so close. My goodness.
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but did I open the swamp big chest? I don't think I did, right?
You did not.
No.
I was
Okay.
concerned.
Yeah, I was concerned as well. I decided to just leave it. I think I had the similar thing as you, GGW, where I forgot what mode we were playing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to the back.
It's a little
At that point-
confusing
Oh, go ahead.
with map and compass shuffle, and then you play in Rosia, and it's just like different dungeon items are shuffled, and I'm trying to think about what number of items and what items are actually in the dungeon. So
Yeah, that's a little bit. It's a little bit odd. I'll give you that. I mean, the intention with that was to make it where you weren't as likely to have to do like early blind or anything like that. But it doesn't do anything for early moth. That's beside the point. But yeah, that was just a crazy seed. Extremely well played by both runners. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Is there anything else you two want to discuss here about the run or about anything else you want to throw out there? I know we're going to be saying goodbye to 2C. That was you had such a great run here. I'm a little disappointed to see you go, but
Yeah, it was definitely a very amazing run for sure. Previous best was top 32, so it definitely over
GG.
exceeded, I guess, like the previous good run. And yeah, I mean, like the better runner also like advances. I'm gonna like wish him good luck to GGW.
okay,
well.
dude.
I made it.
Thanks.
And yeah, I was just like happy that at least I played well today compared to like yesterday. So yeah, at least I left with a good run. So that's nice.
All right. Well, Gan's Gone Wild. That means you will be advancing to the finals of this tournament. I guess we also do have a bronze match, so 2C, I think you can still play around for that too. So third place is still up for grabs. And Gan's Gone Wild, you'll be advancing to the finals. You'll be facing off against the winner of tomorrow's race between Schulzer and Lin Lin. This being the game 3 for them. Comments stated that this was Schulzer's first game 3 in the tournament. So
Yeah.
I don't know how that goes, but who knows? Is there one of those two runners you would prefer to face?
Yes.
You don't have to say who. It's not. It's not a requirement.
That's funny.
I mean, so Lynn actually predicted Lynn versus me in the finals in his bracket prediction, so it would be pretty funny if that came true.
Wow.
I also predicted Lynn winning the whole tournament in my prediction, so.
Well, I do imagine that you'll probably put your own personal victory over your bracket predictions in the finals there.
That's the real tournament.
Oh boy. So is there now? I think the finals are best of 5. Is that it? Am I making that up?
If it is, that's news to me, but I also wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. That's starting to scare me now because I'm like, honestly, I'm
It
like
could be 3.
so
I don't know.
unmotivated
I don't
to
know
play.
where I heard that there are at most 10 games remaining somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know where I heard that. Okay, it's
Okay.
best of 3. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
what.
best of 3.
I don't know what. I don't know where that came from. Don't
It's-
pay any attention to me.
Maybe 3 best of 3s.
I think that included the bronze match.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, I can't math. Don't pay any attention to me. I'm an idiot. Thank you. Okay, so best of 3 between you and the winner of this match tomorrow.
Yep.
That match, of course, going to be at, I believe, 2:10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow afternoon, and then we will see who gets the honor of facing GanonsGoneWild in the finals. I'm ready to see it. I hope you're ready to play it, and I hope everybody is hyped to see that happen. Anything else you two would like to say before we wrap things up here today?
Yeah, thanks for doing commentary. I look forward to watching it back and seeing Twitch chat accuse me of being the luckiest player in the universe. And GG's to 2C, had a really good run. Very close race. So, anyway, yeah, thanks for tracking. Thanks for the restream. And I'll see you guys next round.
Yeah, thank you, Restream, and yeah, good luck in the finals. Go get them.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you once again to both of our runners, GanonsGoneWild and TwoC. If you like what you saw here, you can follow them here on Twitch. That's going to be twitch.tv/GanonsGoneWild, twitch.tv/ I believe it's 2C plus. And also, thanks to our tracker, last minute tracker here, Cool Papa Bell 2282. Thank you so much for showing up and helping us out. And of course, to my co-commentator, Keebs, thank you so much for joining me today.
It has been a blast, Bob. We'll do it again sometime.
Sure hope so. And yeah, so I'll just say I have been Dr. Bobtastic. I will see you all at a later occasion, and I will leave the last word for Keebs. Good night, everybody.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful day until the next race tomorrow. Bye.